So we're gonna hit Scientology,
What?
and we're gonna reference other sources. So please don't sue us like you did the
In
IRS.
fact, oh,
Just kidding. Yeah.
allegedly.
No, that's not
No,
alleged.
no, no. Allegedly, everything we say today.
Yeah,
Right here.
allegedly that's what happened.
Um, so I do want to say something interesting.
Oh, really?
I said it like I didn't really have anything interesting.
I think you're grasping at straws here, but we'll see.
Okay.
Loose embankment.
All right. What's King and Queen's girl's name?
I always do it
How do you
wrong.
pronounce her?
Leah. I always say Remini or like Remini. Remini.
Remini.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
You
Leah
listen up.
Remini. Hold
Mhm.
on. Tom Cruise, Elizabeth Moss, Kirstie Alley.
Mhm.
Check that one out. You hear
Yep,
that one?
yep.
Danny Masterson. How about this one? Jason Lee. Jason Lee. My name is Earl.
Really?
Yeah, main guy.
The skinny guy?
Yeah, isn't that weird? And hold on, want to hear something even crazier? His fat friend, who's in all the movies with him,
Yeah, the
real
blonde guy.
big fat guy. Yes, he's in Scientology too, or was. This is all allegedly and was, because some of these people did leave.
Do you think some
Like-
of the people just like cycle through it, just be like, okay, let me see what this is about?
I imagine most of them did. Check this one. This one's gonna knock your socks the hell off. Ready? Is
Yeah.
everybody at home sitting down? The rapper Doug E. Fresh. I don't know who that is.
That is fresh.
Some other interesting ones I thought were Beck, the singer.
really?
Yeah, Beck.
Oh man,
I
that,
think he'd be anti-Scientology.
that's
wouldn't
weird
he?
because
You
it
would
like
think.
hurts me. It's like, how could you?
So I wasn't a huge Beck guy, but the fact that he is hurts me. It's almost like, why?
Yeah, why would you do that?
This is a cool one. Nancy Cartwright, allegedly, the
Who?
voice from Bart Simpson.
Ah,
You know, it's a woman.
huh.
Hey, man, eat my shorts. I believe in Xenu. I don't know.
You didn't even mention
Anyway,
Travolta.
no. Jeez, I got two more.
Oh, I cut.
Sonny Bono. You've heard of him,
Wow,
folks.
yeah, that's Cher.
Check. This one's going to knock your socks
Not
off. And I
Cher,
think it was only... No, she's not listed. I mean, she might have been.
It's afterwards.
John Travolta, who's already been mentioned, so that took my win.
Apology.
Win that spells there, really. And check this one out. Seinfeld.
Jerry?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it's not like to big celebrities. It's probably not a religion. It's probably just a means of
Like a
socializing.
club. Like a club
Yeah,
kind
like hey, let's check this club out.
And
Let's
it
go to
also
this
said
cult and check-
his may have started in like 1970 for like, giggles and whatever. Who knows? I don't think he's been in it years and years, but
That's
just
the
weird.
That's the weird thing with like Leia
So hold on. There's I did a little research. I cracked a few codes. These names I just mentioned, all allegedly, but we'll assume they are because if
If you add up the
New
letters,
Speak-
it spells
New York Times.
Illuminati.
Well, hold on. the first letter of all their names spells Lenny Dykstra, who played first base for the Phillies in 1993. So
Wow.
leadoff hitter Lenny Dykstra? I don't know. I'm just saying, folks.
Hmm.
Biggest con man ever?
Did he make bank and then lose a?
Oh, he went to jail, Lenny.
Oh, he was making side bets, wasn't he?
No, he was he opened up
Allegedly.
all weird. Well, no. He allegedly was actually convicted of all his crimes. So I think we can say whatever the hell we want about Lenny. He I'm trying to remember the exact. He was opening like these foundations. One was like a helicopter thing. It was like you could rent a helicopter.
Save the helicopters.
No, like you could rent a helicopter and be a celebrity for a day for $200,000, and they'd cart you around, and it was a service. And he bought a mansion, and it was like this lifestyle you could buy for days at a time. Like you could rent being a star, but it cost way too much. And like either one person or two people was all that ever signed up for it. And like he had already bought the mansion and the helicopters. I think he really just wanted to buy these things and pretend to rent them out to people.
Hmm.
Well, and a lot of tax evasion and lying on his stuff ended him in jail. I think he just got out a year ago. If he wanted to come to my house and set me straight, that would be fine. I would agree with everything he said.
I never even heard about that because I just didn't he had some illness or something and then he disappeared. I left Philadelphia and never heard about him again.
No, that might have been one of the other 93 Phillies. Did you know, like, 8 of them have like brain-related cancer, and they think it's from playing on the turf at the where the ballpark used to be. I'm trying to remember the name.
Veteran Stadium.
Yeah,
Huh.
that man-made turf is what they're thinking. Because how else would like 7 players who played for the Phillies have brain-related cancer?
Maybe
Is
it
that
was the
weird?
dip.
Well, could be. But then, well,
I
then
like
the
the
rest
idea
of
that
the
it's the
league.
turf, though.
Well, no. But then the rest of the league would probably have it.
Maybe they do.
Why the 7 players on the Phillies? Do you know what I mean? Like it seems it has to be Philadelphia related. You would think. Anyway, everyone check your facts at home. Maybe it's 6, and everyone's going to get reamed out in the comments. Anyway, folks, we're here to talk about, yes, that one favorite religion we all know and love, Scientology.
Yep, Sciencyology.
Mm-hmm.
So, which part do you want to hit? Do you want to go from the Leah aspect? Because she did a Leah, I guess. I'm gonna
We'll
fuck
call
that
her
up.
Leah. Call her
Yeah,
Leah.
Leah.
Hey, Leah, good friend of the podcast.
Because she was actually in it when she was young. And it
Yes, too
seemed
young.
bizarre. Yeah.
So, one thing I did notice, I don't know where to start, so I will say I did some research outside the numbers. When you really get into it and you want to be a member and all this other stuff, you become a grade 1 something or other.
You got different levels. You have to
No,
pay through
but
the
that's
levels.
not. This is before an operating Thetan, which is an OT. I'm sure you know all about the OTs.
I guess I was doing Thetan levels or whatever you're talking about, right?
Yeah, which are called OT. It's,
Okay.
You're an operating Thetan. Whatever.
Okay.
For some reason, you're an operator. I don't know.
Oh,
I know why, because the Thetans are machines and you're operating them. Well, sure.
I guess so, sure.
Sure. But anyway, before you can even become that, you have to get clear, which is like, it's like the ultimate high. It's like, yeah, let's
You
get
have
clear.
to become mentally
Gotta get
clear.
clear.
Like,
You gotta get clear. Spiritually clear. You gotta get clear. The whole goal of the religion is to get clear.
So you go to these, sessions? What are they called?
Right. There's sessions. I actually don't 100% know, but I do know.
Auditing sessions, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you go to an auditing session and you become graded based on your tests on the
E-meter?
the old metal stick.
Which is
What's
what?
that? Metal stick.
It's part of a lie detector, actually.
Right.
They took-
1/3.
Yep.
It's not the heart rate and the lung monitor, or the heart rate and the.
Which those things are actually, they did a test on it, and they're only 52% accurate in determining lies.
Which tells me if they kept doing it, it would end up at 50.
Yeah.
You can tell me that
It's full of crap. But
Right.
these people believe it, obviously, because it's, I don't know, it's got some sort of feedback into what they're thinking.
Did you do any real research into the actual science of the e-meter? I didn't.
I didn't either. I mean, I think it just reads like pulses from your body, and like somehow your waves are generating this amount of negative energy, and that's how they measure it. And they say, "Oh, you're
Right.
lying," or "You need to talk about
Right.
this more."
And according to them, sorry, I almost said you.
Yeah,
According to them, it's like the reading goes up, and it reads like I want to say electronic and pulse signals from your body, which may or may not be related to anything, but they say it's thought. I guess if your brain gets caught into a big thought, that's their version of a sin. I guess it's not called a sin in this religion, but same thing, right?
It's like this, the stress related to lying or something.
Right.
Which sounds really freaky for a religion to be testing you on lies.
And fine. I guess there's a good feeling to be scientifically validated. If you're joining a religion, like it's not like all fairies. It's like, well, this is science. It's real.
Scienceology, yeah.
It's not, but that's the idea. Maybe that's who it appeals to.
They want to, well, that's kind of the theme I was picking up from the people who were talking about it. There were these people that really enjoyed being a part of it because I guess it has like a little bit of introspection, and they get to be in a community and they're a part of something.
And they pretend they're scientific almost, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're have readings and levels and
Facts.
It's a hierarchy, and there's facts that they made up, but allegedly, excuse me.
Yeah. Which completely go out the window once you pay up these levels, so there's milking money out of you.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'll actually tell you the numbers. I got numbers.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So a grade 1, which is your first grade if you want to really become involved in religion and work your way up to becoming an auditor. When you take grade 1 lessons over the course of either a year, 6 months, however long it takes you to finish this thing, you pay $650. Hefty price, but not crazy. I don't know how many grades there were. I think it's a 4 to 5. And around 2 years of work, you can become clear. After you're clear, you become an OT, and you can start auditing other people. First, they make you audit yourself. You can become a solo auditor at OT1, which is, after clear, you go to OT1, so you've been there for 2 years. OT1 solo auditing class, these numbers may have changed, but this is what it was a few years ago. $2,750.
That's quite
change.
Yeah, that's a large
Hold
amount
on.
of money.
OT2, which you can take as soon as you're done. I don't know if it takes 6 months, 6 weeks, whatever, when you finish. OT2, $5,225.
Wait, it goes
Double.
down? Wait.
No, it was $2,750.
Okay. I thought you said 7.
$2,750. Sorry, $2,750. $5,225. OT3, which is where the one guy in the video said, I was like, what the fuck? Where he just he opened his briefcase. Do you know how much it cost him to get there? $8,910
to
take
open a
that
briefcase.
course. Yes. That's a lot of money. Now,
you got to feel like an idiot, or you are totally into it. Yeah.
So hold on, that's part of it, I assume. After you get to OT3, there's 4, 5, 6, 7. I got a number for 7, which is I didn't get the name of that class. OT7. You have to spend $30,000 to $40,000 to become a member of OT7.
Wow.
There's an OT8, and this is around when L. Ron Hubbard died.
Yep.
He had drafted up ideas for OT 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Oh, excuse me, 19. There's a 19th.
Jeez.
What I thought was interesting, this is also a theme in Scientology, you'll notice. Once they get to around 10, they have really badass names. Like number 12, OT12, is called Future. So you become a future.
So
which
you
I think has
predict
seeing
the
the
future?
future. Yes. So wait, OT14 becomes ability. Ooh, I like that name.
You have to unlock something new.
Hold on. OT16 is gonna knock your friggin' socks off. It's called telekinesis. That's the name of the class. How awesome is that? I want to sign up right now.
How much is that?
There were no
Oh,
numbers
no
because he
numbers.
had died at this point, so they could be out there and you could get it. But
$1 million for telekinesis. I'd probably pay it.
Well,
If
I
you're
could
the
get
only
to
one.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you can make your money back.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, easy. Anyway, the coolest thing was OT19 was called Celestial Being. Oh, that was pretty badass. That's the highest one that they ever theorized.
He's a smart
And
guy.
our girl,
Our girl.
Leah,
Leah.
she estimated, I'm not sure if she's right, after 30 years in this and working her up through levels and paying for all these classes and courses, because that's what they consider them, she estimated that if you really wanted to make it to all the way to 8, those people would have spent roughly $500,000.
So it's really like a mobile game applied to life, and then a
Little bit.
doctrine.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. Except that doctor only works in the game you're playing, referred to as Scientology.
Yeah. And then
And did you hear this as well? Let's say you entered stage 5, you're an OT5, or a New Era Dianetic. Cool name.
Dianetic, yeah.
Now, let's say you have a friend who's an OT3, and he doesn't want to pay $10,000 for the next course. And you're like, you want me to tell you what's in the briefcase? And he's like, yeah. If you tell and they catch you, they fine you $100,000.
What? They fine you?
$100,000.
How'd you find this?
Yes.
Man.
Oh, dude, this is on a really good source. Actually, I don't know if it's a good source at all. Wikipedia?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
I've heard of Wikipedia, yeah.
But I was actually surprised to find all that. But yeah, check it out, folks. It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, here's my thing. So once you get to level 3, let's say, and you've spent $9,000 for this particular briefcase, now you're $9,000 after you're already roughly $12,000 over the past 3 years. So you add another 9. Now you're like $20-some thousand into this religion. You've spent a lot of friggin' money. You open the briefcase, and you
Well,
read
I
the
want to
most.
tell this story. I want to tell
Oh,
this story.
please do. Please tell them what. Let's say you open the briefcase. Tell them what you find in
So there's this
OT3. Allegedly.
celestial
Allegedly.
god or something that is having this battle, and all these
Well,
people
hold
on
on. Tell
Earth.
them. Oh, briefcase 3 is you
Oh,
find out the origin of the Earth.
yeah, the origin of the
You
Earth.
gotta let people know that's what we're
It's
talking
written
about.
in L. Ron Hubbard's handwriting
Actual hand.
on like an
Yes.
original piece of paper. I guess. I guess they put it back in the briefcase when they're done.
Better not be a photocopy. That's all I'm saying. For
Yeah.
that price.
But there was this giant battle, and everyone died and got put into this sort of like spacecraft that goes to a different planet, and then they get dropped into this volcano, and the volcano erupts with all these souls, which is Earth, and the souls then just don't have anywhere to go, so they start latching onto everyone's body. So you have all these thetans that are good and bad and creating new life. And that's the whole battle, is that you got to get all the bad thetans out, right?
You skipped two really important things I want to talk about.
Xenu.
Yeah. So Xenu was essentially
He's the celestial god, right?
right. Do you know what his job was, or what he told? Because in the past world, wherever this is, everyone's gods or thetans, whatever these people are, and there were a lot of problems, very much like the problems here on Earth today.
Very similar to the time that L. Ron Hubbard grew up in.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no, really?
Anyway, do you know
Pinnacle of the universe.
under the guise of tax evaluation, he was calling these people in. So in this other world, all these beings with all their problems were being called in to be almost audited.
Tax evasion?
Yes. Well, but this is another world. I'm not sure how taxes work in other worlds.
Yeah,
and
1950s America, you know.
Xenu was finding all the bad ones and freezing them and launching them into space.
Oh, originally.
You mentioned, right, well then they land on Earth, all the bad ones. That's where they were being sent, this prison planet. And you said they were in volcanoes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how they awoke? This is the most interesting thing I heard.
I thought it was like an eruption of the volcano.
Oh, not just an eruption. An atomic bomb was set off in each volcano.
Oh, man. That's...
Before humans were around, they were dropping atomic bombs in volcanoes. Someone was.
I kind of want to see that, actually. That would be amazing.
But I want to know, there are no humans. Who's making atomic bombs and setting them off?
Xenu. Why?
I guess. So
Why
he's
would
making
you question that?
bombs. But he's making bombs?
He's the celestial god.
I guess he does whatever the hell he wants. Why atomic bombs? Why couldn't he make a regular explosion? I'm still confused. He used atomic bombs. That's a very human thing.
I figure that's like the spin. That's the spin you would throw. Just be like this can't be true, but there's atomic bombs.
But atomic bombs, they just happened years ago.
That's the person in the background that jumps into your conversation and says, "But atomic bombs," and then you're just like, "I think you're right."
Yep. Well, anyway, these beings were launched in the air, and every time a human is born, Thetans attached to them, and you have to.
And that's what the auditing is about. You're trying to remove these Thetans by figuring out what they are, and I guess they're just like a knife wound. You just pull it out, just give it to the auditor.
Human here, and then what happens to them? I guess they float around.
They float around and find a volcano and
just hang out.
So
we nuke some volcanoes.
Yeah, but I guess it's a part of the religion that actually makes sense, because you're actually thinking about like what's hurting you and like deciding on what to fix.
I agree and I disagree almost entirely. It makes no sense.
the story behind why. Yeah.
Like what? It's like leaving out huge gaps. It's almost like you paid $14,000, lived 3 years really believing, let's say, a religion, and maybe betterment of yourself and getting rid of inner demons and stuff.
Buy the Unpander's Handbook.
and you bought a book for essentially $15,000, and you looked at it in secret, and you weren't allowed to tell anyone about it, and it was like...
one page.
You literally... And it was like, even if it was 4 pages, and it was like stolen directly from The Hobbit, and you're like, what? You're like, that's a book. That's fake. And it's like, ooh, pass it on. And you're like, I paid $15,000. You can't back out now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're stuck.
You're like, and you're not even supposed to tell anyone because there's this big old fine and this. So what do? You just pretend and go along. You're like, yeah, OV3 was great. It was like I figured it all out. And you just like do this.
That's the crazy thing, though, is that you can't talk about how negative it is because they have people writing knowledge reports on you. So even if you talk out, anybody that's in Scientology will report back to, I guess his name was Miscavige or something.
Yeah, he
And
took over after L. Ron Hubbard died.
hmm
I got it written down because I thought that was interesting too. I thought L. Ron Hubbard was around forever. Also, he died in 1986. That's a long ass time ago, right?
Yeah, that's a while ago. It's like 31 years.
I didn't even know Scientology was a thing until like 12 years ago.
Yeah, I
So,
didn't think it was big either.
right. So my guess is L. Ron Hubbard made it like almost fairy tale esque.
I think you would
Fun.
have to. It's like artists. Like their work becomes that much better because they can't make more of it, right? So he
Well,
can't.
I agree with that, but I'm going with the guy you just referenced,
Yeah,
Muscavich. His name is.
Muscovich.
He seems like kind of an a-hole. Like he wanted to take the power and push Scientology to a whole new. Just he wanted to just shove it and just
Yeah,
put it
it's
in
like
there.
putting a lemon through like a garden hose or something. You're just squeezing everything
Yeah.
out of it. Yeah, yep. That's lemon in a garden hose. You got it.
Sure is, folks.
Woo. So
Um,
they made it so that you can't talk freely, and then if you do and get, I guess, excommunicated, but they make up fairy tale
disconnect.
words.
Disconnect. I think was the word.
Dis something.
Yeah. Disassociate or disconnect?
I think it's
The disconnect.
disassociated. No, disconnect. Yeah, I'll take that. They make it so that you can't talk to your family. You can't talk to your like sisters and brothers, your mom, your dad. If they're in Scientology, they're expected to essentially disown you, so that you never get to talk to anybody you previously talked to, which is
Right.
frightening for people.
It's almost impossible. I mean, you'd be shunned. Like it's excommunication on a religious and social level. Like
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Yeah, which I guess is their goal, is to take over your whole family
Right,
so
right.
they can manipulate you and everyone else.
It's very bizarre. I found that there were two elements to it, and I guess we would almost say the two architects were L. Ron Hubbard and our boy Muscavich, who I will say his name wrong so many goddamn times this episode.
Oh, there's one thing you missed. There's one thing you missed.
What did I miss?
It's when you start Scientology, they make you sign a contract.
Yes, I did skip over that.
Yeah.
Little detail, small detail, little tiny detail, but
Yeah, so I guess like Hindus believe that you get reborn in a caste system, right?
correct.
So you move up in the chain and you move down a bit depending on how you act. But Scientologists believe that you are reborn indefinitely and that every life is beholden to Scientology. So you sign a contract for 1 billion years to be part of Scientology, even after you're reborn.
Such an a-hole thing. Like, who picked 1 billion?
And who would say, like, you know, a random person on the street, like, I know you from a previous life, and you signed this contract.
Wait a minute. You signed up. No, that's not me. Yeah,
No,
here's
no,
your name.
no.
Past life you. You know, what? How do they? No, that is me in the past life. You got me.
Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it.
Damn it. I'm caught. Foiled again.
Nutty. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff.
It is. It's the whole thing. What was the name of that actual deep organization in Scientology?
Sea Org?
Is it Sea Org?
Yeah, and I think that began because I'm going to start at the very beginning. So L. Ron Hubbard was married to this woman, and it wasn't working out, so he got a divorce, or was about to be. So he took his children down to Cuba, I believe.
Yes, Cuba.
And he was calling his wife, telling her that their children were in like grave danger, like he had done stuff to them.
Terrible things to them.
Yeah, and this is all from a documented thing that's already on a website somewhere. So it's not me saying it; it's someone else. It's cited. It's a source. So
It's real.
it's real.
Really
From that
source.
Yep. And so he was just messing with her mind and like breaking her spirit. And I think at the end of it, he actually returned back with them fully intact and
He did.
good children. They had grown like a year or something. And then, you know, I think he got a divorce and decided to go to Europe in the Mediterranean and bought like some sort of old cruise line ship.
Do you know why?
I missed that part.
International waters. The laws couldn't apply to him. Right
So
now,
he-
the IRS had just started chasing him. Yes.
Oh, I
Bring it back
didn't
to
get
the
that part.
IRS. Yes. So he decided he needed to live at sea for many, many years.
So he started sailing to different Mediterranean ports and making people followers.
Did you hear this though? Eventually, all the ports closed to him in the
Uh-huh.
Mediterranean and Europe. So where did he head?
Back home.
USA. USA. Not the IRS did not give up though, if I'm not mistaken.
So
They kept saying, "You're not a religion. You owe us several $100,000, which eventually grew to a grand total of. Do you know the number?
I don't know what the number is now.
Was it 1 billion?
Was it
Yeah,
really
one
that high?
billion. $1 billion in taxes they owed,
Well,
according to the IRS, over years and years and years, and evading and everything, and federal and all sorts of state, whatever.
well, he had created like Dianetics way before that, which had grown and then failed, and then he changed that into Scientology, which then took off, and still is alive.
I'm still amazed at the red flags thrown up by this guy.
And there's so many weird things that just will
He
not turn
writes
that up.
fiction for a living.
Yeah, it's like
He wrote previously about these things as fiction. He's evading the IRS, the government. He's hiding at sea. And yet he has the answers to this God that no one else knows about. And the only way to get it is to pay him money. And people are like, yeah, I think he's got something. He might know the truth. It's like, he's a, what, who? No.
You want to talk about the people? It's like,
Sure, I'll bring it up.
There's so many people out there that I guess they just want to have a following. They want to have something to do. And then there's other people that just are gullible. Like, if you catch them at the right time, they'll be like, yeah, that's true. Someone told me that's true. I believe it.
A little bit of this. Now, I didn't think of this while I watched the whole thing, and I've said it before, but I really think Scientology changed a lot between Hubbard and the other guy. Again, I forget his Miscavige.
Yeah, I don't know what the beginning and end would look like, but...
Well, but I'm going to say, up till 86, it seems like it's more of a sci-fi, fun, give me money, I have secrets kind of religion. And around 86, even though these are Hubbard's ideals, it almost became more violent, if that makes sense. When this guy took over, more
manipulative.
Control.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's totally a self-serving wheel in that to join the religion, you have to be audited. And most of these people are audited on tape. So they tell you to talk about your fears and what's wrong with you and your sins. And you're almost admitting on camera, oh, I fantasize about little boys all the time. My name's Jared. I work at Subway. This is going to go terrible. Please don't tell anyone. And they're like, you're doing good. You're doing good, Jared.
You're letting all those statins out.
You're letting those statins out. Good job, good job. And then 4 years down the line, he's paying $19,000. And he's like, this is stupid. And they're like, he's like, guess what? I'm going to leave. And they're like, interesting, because we have you saying,
we have that paper.
I love little boys. Huh, would you like to stay in the religion now? And he's like, whew.
Of course I would. What's the next level? How much
What is the next level? I will buy OT9.
Yeah.
I will take OT9.
I will
It's
take
like a
celestial being for
Burger King order.
$1,000.
That's probably going to run you a mill.
I mean,
Okay.
ooh, I don't know.
It's
if
the
I have
highest
that.
level.
I might
It's the
have that
highest
in the
level.
future, though. I'll work up to it.
Young Panders might.
So the
Folks at home, let's do an on Panders challenge. If we hit enough followers to afford OT7, I'll just take OT7. I won't even do the other ones. That's $30,000 to $40,000 of just fun change. I'll do it.
do what?
I mean, the price.
Join? You'll buy.
take-
You
Yeah,
can't
the
just
lessons.
buy in.
You don't think I can buy less than 7? I have to take 5, 6, 8, 4.
There's probably
Bullshit.
a year level involved, right?
God, you're probably right.
You should probably join now, and then when we get that many followers, we'll already be blackmailed.
I will tell you what. I don't think the Scientologists would take us.
I don't think they would either, because I think they prey on people who are gullible, and we're not.
Right.
We're not gullible.
No, we're stupid. Incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
Smart, but
That's
stupid.
stupid.
The people. What was the name of the guy? The funny guy? Throughout the whole thing. He's an actor. I didn't get his name.
I don't know who you're talking about. I listened to it a long time ago, so.
Oh, did you?
No,
He's
for
an
sure.
actor. He's like very gruff. I feel like he's not intelligent. I feel like he's from Boston or something, and he loves sports. But he's an actor.
Give me an example of what he said.
I was like, what the shit are they talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. He's the
That
one
guy.
who opened the case and read the
Yes,
thing and
yes,
was like, "What?
Who
What
was
is
it?
this?" I don't know who he was.
Anyway, he cracked me up. Like, he was like, I just wanted to belong. Next thing I know, I'm up to my chin in thetans. I made up that line. You could have said that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he could have said it. Yeah, that's the thing is though people, I feel like he was realistic, and I'm pretty sure he got out at
Well,
that
the
moment.
realistic people are the ones who got out. Like
Yeah,
even Leah, Seinfeld, our friend Jerry Seinfeld, good friend of the podcast.
he got out.
Yeah, dude, he got out like 50 years ago. He got out probably when Hubbard died. Did you hear how they announced he died?
No.
That was fascinating. So they get all these people together for a gala, I think. One of these gala, whatever.
Yeah,
And
ball.
I guess,
Yep.
and then I think, don't quote me on this, but I got the impression that's where they announced he died, and it wasn't by saying he died. It was that they were really weird with the times and dates and all that. Did you catch that all the time?
Yeah, I couldn't follow
And
it.
on September 11th, 8 p.m. on Wednesday, Friday the 19th. And I'd be like, that's pretty specific. At 8:17 p.m., they were like, L. Ron Hubbard reached the next level of his experience, and it wasn't here on Earth. And people started like slowly clapping, and I was like,
Like,
what?
what the hell's
And
going on?
they're like, we should not be sad for him, for he has moved on to better and greater powers and things, and he will give us direction from beyond. And I was like, did they just announce he died in the weirdest way ever? Like,
You wouldn't.
also he's dead.
Yeah,
He's dead.
I would expect that though,
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
guess so.
reasonable. All those other people
Right.
though,
They're not reasonable. I know.
yeah, they read this like the thing about the Xenu, and
All right, so here, get me into the
Oh.
Xenu. That Xenu kills it, man.
all the women that stay with the religion though, it sounds nuts. Like it sounds crazy. Even like Leah, she or Leah, whatever her name is, Leah. I'm gonna say it
The
wrong
King
every
of
time.
Queens,
Yeah, the
our
Queen of
friend,
Queens. She
good friend of the podcast.
even though she was really skeptical, it seemed she also wrote like these knowledge reports on her husband. So
She was a whistleblower too.
she was whistleblowing on everyone else, and then like
But I, mean, I
even
guess
like
that's what everyone did.
she was something's up with that because she was even like protecting Scientology while talking about how like Tom Cruise shouldn't be doing like she's like people are representing Scientology wrong.
I
It's
wonder
like
if she was afraid a little bit, like not going against, and maybe also afraid to offend people she was friends and family members with. You know what I mean?
that's true.
So you,
That's true.
so you know how you insult something and then soften the blow after the fact.
And then
You're
people
like,
start whispering behind your back and
right.
mm,
What is weird is I forgot my train of thought. Wow.
wow, you lost it. Are we going to talk about how they sued the IRS?
No, but we can go there.
Apparently, there
Which
were like
leads to-
2,400 lawsuits against it, like individuals who worked at the IRS. This isn't like against the IRS. It's like I'm going to sue this person who works there for having a lawn that's overgrown. It's like ridiculous stuff.
They did raise a really good point. I think they had Tom Cruise give the speech, but the IRS is lawyers, attorneys, good at giving the law and denominating what belongs to federal and doesn't. Is this a branch that is in?
Is this a religion? Is the question.
Well, no. Well, right. And is this branch of government really qualified
Capable.
to decide who is a religion and who isn't?
Yeah.
They seem like more like lawyers and attorneys. I don't think they know what a religion is, which is a good point. I mean, they probably shouldn't be in charge of that, right?
You would think you'd like throw it to like Supreme Court and say, is
Right,
this
right, right. Supreme Court or someone. I have no clue who.
Mhm.
Religion. That's weird. They don't have a branch for that, but I guess that would become too controversial.
Yeah, and how
You'd start
you would
deciding
never
what a religion is and what isn't.
once you get a number of followers. I mean, I think you're
You just
stuck.
have to let it go. So then, what do you say? Like, even murder cults and stuff, if they have enough followers, they're good to go.
Ooh,
What about child molester cults? Like, are you like, that's not a cult because it's bad?
that's
or
almost
that's
like
not
is that guy Warren? He was part of the Latter Day. I don't want to say it, but he spun off of the Mormon faith, and he had like these compounds. So like anything inside these compounds was like
It was
a
like
black
fair
box.
game.
Yeah, so they couldn't tell what was going on, but he was doing these things against, young girls and manipulating people.
Against the law in general.
Yeah, and he got arrested for I forget what it was, but he got arrested. He was put in a cell, and then like videotaped him inside the cell, and the entire time it's like he's standing staring at a wall, and just like for hours, like almost like 23 hours a day, he's just like standing there, like you see him like vibrating and walking, like moving back and forth. He's like communicating with God, they suppose, but something's
Was
not
it?
right
Oh,
there.
was that his argument? That's bizarre.
Yeah, that he was still because he was listening to God or something.
That's crazy. That's some Law and Order stuff, like where they go like the psychologist knows how he murders his victims. Is like, well, that's client attorney privilege, and
Yeah.
I cannot give you his mental state at the time. And you're like, give it. Come on, Lenny wants to know.
Yeah, I guess there's a practical
Lenny
part of it
Briscoe,
though.
folks. Young Pander's like Lenny Briscoe. He's
I
our
don't even know
favorite.
who the hell that is.
The old guy, the old white guy who gives the clever one-liners in Law and Order. Like he's like I don't know. I was just in the house. All I know is they call me Big Ron. He's like, you're going to the big house, all right. You know, he says like clever stuff like that.
He's got the big eyebrows.
Yeah, yeah, they're huge. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. He's awesome. He has the coolest lines. Anyway, the Unpanners represents Lenny.
Represent, yeah.
We represent
Briscoe.
Len. We call him Len here. L Dog, depending on which way the camera's facing. L Dog.
It's the other way. But yeah, it becomes like a social nightmare though. If you're gonna break up like a compound of 1,000 people, like
Right.
where
How
are
do
you
you
gonna put them?
And
You're
where?
just like, okay, everyone out of the compound. Now everybody back in, because we
We
can't
getting
do
into a
anything.
refugee issue, Dan? 'Cause
Yeah.
I didn't do any research on the refugee problem.
That's another story.
Did you watch the Kurz getting Nugget episode?
The Kurds.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, but I think I know
Very
where it
good.
goes.
Check it out, folks. But we are not here to judge, not here to pander. We are here to tell you that I don't know how, but I feel like the higher up celebrities actually made a ton of money off Scientology.
I think it's.
How do you think that
it's-
Or is it just clout? You think they're paying for clout? I feel like they have clout.
I feel like they probably are embedded like
Well,
in
did you
key
hear the
positions and-
cruise thing with he just casually mentioned he wanted a girlfriend.
they found him one.
Well, they made him one. Did you hear about that? Did you recall this part?
Yeah.
So there's this girl, I forget her name, and she was like just a young girl who didn't have a lot of attachments in Scientology, but she seemed
Katie.
no. This isn't
Somebody
no.
else? Okay.
Someone else, because this is really weird. So they spent 6 months vetting her to make sure like she didn't have a secret past. She wasn't like gonna raise any red flags. She was totally seemed normal.
Get all those
Nice
states
girl.
out.
Really nice. Get those thetans out of her.
Mm-hmm.
They spent $20,000 of Scientology's money to buy her Burberry clothes and like super fashion stuff, like really high stuff. And they told her she was going on a secret mission. They didn't tell her what it was. They had her hair colored by the person who does Tom Cruise's hair, and apparently they made her hair the color that he loves in a woman, right?
Huh. That's weird.
Right. So hold on. They're spending all this money dolling this girl up, doing all sorts of stuff because they're trying to set Tom Cruise up with her, and they made them meet at something just very casually, whatever.
Like
Well, there's still
accidental
room-
or intentional?
Oh, intentional, because it was Tom
But
Cruise
did he know
agent
about it?
so and so.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
well, I don't know. Regardless of whether he did or didn't, Scientology's setting this girl up big time, spending big bucks, big whatever on this random hottie probably. I didn't see a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day she's talking to the president guy who we keep referencing, and I keep saying his name wrong.
Miscavige.
Mesker. And she says she has a headache that day, and he's telling her all these things and her mission, how she's supposed to be with Tom, and she claims she has a headache and a headache and a headache. And he got so mad at her that he ousted her. Just boom.
Huh.
So they took away all her clothes. They made her start cleaning toilets. Like she wasn't allowed to talk to her friends and stuff. Some weird stuff.
They do that
And then-
readjustment
and then-
camps.
Right, and then a week later, Tom Cruise had a new girl show up and be his girlfriend. And it was like, what? These people are insane. But I guess in that, like, Tom Cruise would get whatever he wanted. Like, did you recall that he said one time it would be cool to have a limo with something on the side? And they just, like, all the workers got together and made a limo?
That's nuts.
So that I guess maybe they weren't paying him.
Maybe it's
'Cause
more
that's
of a
illegal.
financial scheme or some sort of manipulation scheme. Because if you were tied into I'm gonna say it, a religion,
Uh-huh.
then
Uh-huh.
you could manipulate people into doing pretty much anything. Like if you were
Right.
like, I want a Boeing 757
They said they paid their laborers because it's illegal to make someone work X amount of hours for free,
minimum
I think.
wage.
Yeah, 40 cents an hour. Is that weird?
Man, that's so low.
Right, but maybe it was paid for services, not for
They work on
work.
tips.
Right, and the tip was 40 cents an hour. Either way, I just thought it was weird, but maybe that's where people who are higher up have social status, are rich already, can kind of reap some benefits because it's all tax free too, right? You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. So for them, it makes sense. For a Tom Cruise, for some of the other
Yeah, there's something
names you
else.
mentioned earlier, there's something in it for them.
And they get to see what people in the cult are like, which might be amusing. I don't know.
No, because I feel like they semi buy in. Not all the way, but like semi. Do you know what I mean? Like they're
I
not
think
in
they
it to
might
laugh.
believe in some like some of the beliefs, but some of the other stuff it just seems too outlandish to believe in.
Not much of OT3 or the Wall of Fire, as we refer to it as.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So I don't know.
Good topic though.
Scientology. I feel it goes to show what people are capable of.
Yeah, I mean you see it in other religions where
All religions
there's
are bad.
you see people who buy into like the most random of things in religions. Like they read like one Bible passage and then they say or passage from the Quran and they say this is what life is supposed to be, but it like doesn't make any sense and they're not applying it right and they're just like going off doing whatever they want to be as generic as possible. Like these
Right.
people
So
believe whatever
would
they
you
want
ever
to.
would you ever even say one? I almost actually thought about this right now. One religion is good because they all have the ability to make someone feel good about themselves, self provide some kind of structure for their lives that's we say sin free, but at least morally good, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't
In
doesn't
theory, in
hurt
theory.
other people and you're focusing on a
Right,
goal and you're striving towards
right.
that
So I
goal
guess
rather than
good. That's the good things religion offers, which are on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give that a 7. I don't know, that's pretty good,
yeah, it
right?
sounds pretty good, yeah.
Right. But on literally the other hand, religion's possibility in the other direction is like bombing, killing, maiming, doing pretty much the worst things you mean, like a 10 in the
Yeah.
bad scale.
It's like taking the goal away from people and then forcing them to work towards that goal by doing whatever
That
that person decides,
could
which
be
could
as
be
bad as
awful
human
things.
could. Right. But I feel like the evil potential is always like 9 or 10, and the good potential is always like 7 or 8.
But I feel like the good potential is spread between like,
Okay,
you probably have like
more people are doing the
95%
good
of the
stuff,
people doing good stuff.
good stuff, and like the 5% going like the hoo hoo hoo
Yeah.
hoo hoo.
Everyone else is just like, what the? No.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I say we join. Check it out. Do you think they'll find this video?
They'll sue us. That's what they'll do.
Huh. Well,
2,400 lawsuits can't lie.
well, this is weird. I just read at the beginning of this exact scene, we said all our thoughts, ideas, everything we said is actually subject
Not
to
part of what we
not
actually
part
believe.
of our
Look at
actual
that.
beliefs. We were kidding, folks. Scientology is
Ah.
actually cool. If you want to join,
And
I'm
we
a
have
member.
references. Those
We have tons
references
of
are
references.
elsewhere.
We're going to join. What we were saying was a big old joke. If anyone even tried to use this in court, I'd be like, did you not go to the end of the
Yeah.
tape?
Did you even look at
We
the
love it.
disclaimer?
Most of my friends are actually Scientologists.
Sciencyologists.
Yeah.
They're smart. They know what
Oh, we were talking about Lutherans. I read it wrong.
they're
Lutheran going to sue someone? Come on.
Mormons.
Uh, here's a real quick question. If they did to
Catholics.
us, who would have to prove more truth? Them or us? I forget.
I think we're commentating on what
Right,
they
but
believe. So I think it's fair game.
What if they proved all their stuff was super true? Could they sue us?
Wow.
Well, Your Honor, we have
Xenu.
Thetans right here and a picture of Xenu right here, and us going, "Oh my
Oh
God,
man.
we really effed up, Dan. Dan, there's Xenu.
Yeah, we'd be screwed.
We're screwed."
I think we should probably send it off right now. I gotta
And high note.
on a high note. Yeah. I'm gonna hit the button now because I really